he's saying right now is him dictating what's going to happen. So even if I wanted to fuck around at this point, I can't. So honestly, I think today will be no people. I don't need to do more. I don't love how one-sided it is and probably look like a pussy to other people. By one-sided, he means that I got to fuck around with other people. And all he did was put his dick down my fucking throat while other people touched me. Instead of putting his dick down other people's throats, which, you know what, he might have, because the first fucking night, my head was looking at the stars. But I can see how people can, just like with Court, people can read this and they can have no fucking idea what it was like to have to deal with him. I said, I'm perfectly fine with no people. He said, I kind of think it's unfair, and woke up a little bit jealous that I can't do anything. And you can, but that's okay. I'll probably change positions again later. I don't ever, in the entirety of our marriage, want to have touched or been touched by another fucking person. And he's guilt tripping me into thinking, okay. And I said, so the thing is I don't want you to. You want me to. He said, this is my favorite, yeah. I said, if I was never engaged in sexual stuff with someone other than you, I would be happy as a clam. Now, I've said this more explicitly in the past and leading up to this. He said, I get it for sure. You're more jealous, I think, than you lead on, no offense. And you're worried I'll leave you, which sucks. Is this me either love from him? Don't call me love, you cocksucking piece of shit. Who the hell is that? I like it more than I don't like it. I just found myself feeling a bit of a simp in front of all of them. I did, here we go. Part of the reason I let shit go down last night is knowing that it turns you on. So that you don't fucking beat me up. Big time. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome. I say seeing you with someone would not turn me on. He says wuss. I say, so I'm not trying to be unfair or controlling. He says, I know. And then he sent something that isn't visible on this printout, and I said, what? And he said, lots of good and weird emotions, none bad at all. He said, I was never with multiple people until you. The thing is, I do want to watch you fuck. At least once. But if not, it's also cool. This is the best trip I've ever taken. And he says he misses our cat. I say, I'm too concerned you're going to be in it. It's not fair to me headspace, honestly. He said, not with you saying how you just said it. This makes a lot of sense and is a good reminder. And he said, okay, so you can fuck the football player again. I said, ha. He said, also any girl. I said, ha. He said, or trans woman. I said, oh my God, no. He said, I had a dream about her and everything. And he's talking about the cat. You did a lot of talking. He did. He was talking about our kitty. I miss her more than anything else. Hey, last night you said I was showing a lot yesterday. Is that a bad thing? And what did you mean exactly? I said, what? He said, you said I spent most of the day showing when I said my dick was too small. And I said, oh. Like you were semi-hard to hard, and it was a great thing. You've got a great dick. He does. He said, oh, okay. Not a great dick, just a dick. The football player had a great dick. He probably really did think that the football player has a great dick. Here we go. 7:15. He starts unsending messages. He wants to leave. this afternoon. We were supposed to be there for another day and a half. He wants to leave. And I said I wasn't planning on it. If you're ready to go, then we can. He said, okay. We can chat when I get out. I'm kind of ready to go home. I think this is when he was going to kill himself. So maybe this was this. Maybe this was this. Maybe that's when he went in there with the iron. He said now he's starting to feel a little better. Thanks for bearing with him. Then he sent me a whole bunch of pictures that he took of me at this nudist place, which is forbidden. And I said, that's very illegal. Okay, so this is 7:15. So this is after both the first and the second night. This is after our conversation the night before. That's why he wanted to try to kill himself this morning. And then he said, so my position is that I feel like I was weak and a beta. I feel like my manhood was laughed at and I'm super embarrassed. I would definitely be willing to go back today or in the future with the understanding that you only play with girls. I don't play, otherwise we watch. Why does he keep saying this? I don't ever want to touch another woman for the rest of my life. This is him, another woman for the rest of my life. I said, if you're cool, I would rather not play with anything ever. I don't have a desire to do so. He said, do you want to check out this pool here and compare? And I said, it's likely slower, yada yada. What do you actually want to do? Pools aren't your thing. He says, feel a little better about myself. I said, we went there to see tits. He said, right, but I wasn't expecting you to love it. I said, if there aren't tits, there's really not a reason to go. I feel like you love it without the sex more than with. I said, yeah, I love it way more without the sex. He said, honestly, it's kind of fun to be naked. And I said, in that particular setting it was. And it was fun to not have to worry about a swimming suit. I was surprised that I was comfortable with that, but I have had so many fucking people since I got married see me naked all over the fucking place that, yeah, it's like, you know what? I don't clue what this one even looks like. The first thing was the pawn shop, then downstairs, blah, blah, blah. He then, out of whatever the fuck, take a nap if you want. I'm gonna go take a shower. I said, I'm not gonna nap, but that sounds good. He said, please talk. I'll read advice. Thoughts. Have I now ruined everything again? I said, I've kind of said what I know what to say. I understand the feelings you have because I've had them, but it will mend itself. So now at this point, I'm definitely trying to appease him because shit is hitting the fan. I said, ruining everything. What are you referencing? He said, when you remind me that you have them too, it just makes me feel so much worse, meaning the feelings. I never wanted you to feel like this, like the day, your emotions and all of that. Oh, he's drunk. He was drunk when I was there. Well, fuck, see, I haven't read this. He's drunk. 7:15. Said ruining everything. What are you referencing? When you remind me. Oh shit, I already said. I feel like I'm ruining everything. That's from him. All of the fucking words are fucked up. And I said, you aren't. We're just having a lazy day. And that's okay. And he said, I'm good to go downstairs. Ow. It was really cold and wanted to warm up. He said, I feel really bad that this was your birthday trip and you very much are unhappy, but it is what it is. He said, I feel emotionally the worst I've felt since being healthy. This is like, I said, that stinks. Mind you, 24 hours prior, I had people up in me 2 fucking nights in a row after telling him I didn't want to. Okay, so after the first night, I didn't explicitly say in text message, or I believe in person, that I had felt raped yet. I waited until the second night. Trying to avoid what's here is that he's now fucking drunk, and then, god damn it. Maybe people would understand understand. I don't know. So that's why I want to get back into rhythm. I don't know what I'll do by myself tomorrow. I said, true. He said, I have no intention and every intention to relapse. I said, that hurts my heart. How can I help? He said, thank God I'm not in an episode. I said, yeah. And he said, but this is jarring me. And I said, you'll feel better by tonight and better tomorrow and the day after. And he said, I wish I was dead. I said, but do you really? Is missing the rest of our lives together really what you wish? Because it's okay to be sad or even miserable for a day, but you don't want to be dead. That's off the table. He said, I'm so let down by me, so let down by what you said. I'm embarrassed beyond belief. I'm just not a good person. I should have just been like, nope, you're fucking not. And I said, that's not true, and you know. He said, it is true. I was tested and I cheated on you. This is what he was hung up on, is that he fucking fingered that other woman. I don't even know if he fucked her. I don't even know if he came in her, on her, by her. I don't remember any of it. I don't know how you're ever going to trust me again. I said it wasn't a test. He said, no, not from you, but from the situation. I said the situation wasn't a test either. And he said, the same scenario. I beat my chest on. I won't let you down, yada, yada, yada. And I did yesterday, and every time we've done anything. Yeah. So it's a lot. Yeah, I kind of wish that I was dead. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. Said, I can't really tell what you need. By the way, you abruptly got up and left. I think you might want alone time, so I'll let you to it. He says, I'm cycling. I had to get out of the environment, so regulate, because he'd gotten up and left the room really quickly. He's now gambling and drinking and saying it would be more fun if I was down there. Talk about me needing pants because I was cold. He said, I'm sorry I betrayed you, and I'm so sorry that you did all of that for me and felt terrible. He said, you don't need to be sorry about it. It's fine. He said, that's bullshit. It's not fine to make you feel like this. How dare me? And I said, well, you can tell I didn't have the same reaction this time. I'm a big girl, and I did it. Meaning I let them do it to me as a big girl, and so he doesn't have to have this fucking reaction. He said, you probably are. You said every time you do. And I said, so stop. And I said, no, I'm not. Every time. Ow. Every time I wish. What the hell did I write here? I look drunk. I wasn't. No, I'm not. Every time I wish I'd. Instead of I said IKR. So, okay. I wish I'd have rather not done it, but the intensity of the awful feelings has gotten less. He said, that just sucks to hear. I forced you so many times that you don't have a problem with it anymore. There you go. I'm really sorry, and I say, it's fine. He said, I teamed Alex and told her to put me on the list to fly out tomorrow so that he can leave early. I said, okay. He said, it isn't fine. Don't say that, please. I said, I'm sorry it wound up not being fun. He said, I ruined it. And I said, but getting back into your routine is going to be good for you. He said it was fun until last night. But now that you've said what you've said about it, there will never be a third person, assuming you stay with me. He said, I'm not planning a getaway. He said, I just know you're not going to like the me that comes out of it. I'm very distant. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to touch you. I'm embarrassed and heartbroken. I'm a loser and an awful husband. I said, it's okay to not want to touch or be touched. Take your time. But the rest isn't true. And he says, it is, Nick. It really is. And I said, well, no, not to me. And he sent a bunch of fucking Facebook links that I'm not going to open. He said, I'm so sorry. I just don't know how to cope with this monster. I'm so sorry. I love you. I said, it's fine. I love you too. He said, it's not fine. God damn it. It's far from that. I said, well, I'm fine, and it will be fine with a little time and separation for you. He said, I feel so guilty, so wrong, so bad, no character, just dead inside, and that's all true. I said, that's because you did a small thing that you aren't happy with, and so bipolar took over and is having a field day, and you're letting it. You need to take control of yourself again. This is my life. This is me trying to control his fucking emotions, when really I should be controlling my emotions after I was just fucking raped. He said I didn't let it just happened. Plus, I'm a human who did something very wrong. I can't forgive or trust myself anymore. I haven't ever felt this guilty. I said, no, you're letting it. You know, you're in control of how far it goes. It's okay to be sad or disappointed. It's not okay to let bipolar take over. You're giving it the power. Everybody fucks up. He said, I can't take it over, Nick. It's got me. And I said, if you don't trust yourself now, then work on it and get back to it. Life fluctuates. Yes, you can. Call Larry. And this is fun. He says, it wants me to go away. It's telling me I will never be able to make you happy because of me. It's telling me I have done something unforgivable. It's telling me that I am inadequate. It's telling me time to go. I said, well, tell it, thanks. But you don't need a bipolar opinion. I didn't fucking realize that that's Mr. Peterson talking in his fucking ear because he is a schizophrenic. Oh my God. I wonder if he was diagnosed as a schizo all along and I didn't know. Because he is now. I mean, if he could just come home, that'd be great, right? See, I'm nuts too, so who am I to talk? He says it hasn't been like this since last March. That's the last time that he tried to fucking kill himself, and I had to listen to it. And he said, I'm very sad and scared. I said, I'll give you the opportunity to, then I'm going to call him, meaning Larry. He said, I don't need him yet, and he's in class. And I said, well, I need you to call him. I want to go home. How am I supposed to get on a plane right now? He said, I'm taking you to the airport, then getting gas and going back to the airport. I said, I don't think either of us are. He said, part of the reason I'm leaving is to redirect me out of this. I said, if you're telling me you want to kill yourself, how do I just leave? He just needs a hard reject. I don't want to kill myself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it wants me to because I'm a fucking loser. Hi, Mr. Peterson. And I'm fighting it again, in part on recognizing it yesterday and getting out of here since you're going. I said, yeah, I hear what you're saying. That's how you that's how you wind up where we've already been. Meaning last year when he tried to kill himself. He said, I just need to get back in rhythm. The guilt I have is eating me. I've never felt this guilty about anything in all of my life. God, it sucks. I feel more guilty and sad than disgusted and gross. I feel so guilty, Nick. It's the worst feeling I've ever had. And I said, guilt is okay and reasonable. Overwhelming life. Stopping guilt is 100% the bipolar. And he said, I ruined so much again. I said, it'll be fine. Sent me some Facebook link. I'm gonna give you what's your flight? Yada yada. Some other bullshit. And I said, you promised, meaning that you would stay alive. And he said, yes. This is the 16th, so we're now on the next day, and we have been. I forgot to look at the timestamp. He said, I'm going to fight it, meaning his bipolar, but I am a failure. I said, I'm done listening. You aren't. Stop saying it. He said, oh. I said, start telling yourself what you are good at and the things that you're great at. It's okay to do that. And he said, yeah. I said, did it work? What the fuck are we talking about here? He's headed back to the hotel to try what? To try what? If you pass by the gift shop, will you get each girl a little bag and a box of chocolates? I'm in the room just sitting here in quiet, crying about it all, deeply saddened about me and my state.